Okay, so I'd like to talk about Superpowers by Drew Hayes. It is probably my second or third favorite book series, period. And I haven't really seen anyone talk about it. There are maybe like 4 videos talking about it, but they're old and not very, well, good, I guess, in depth. I don't know. Um, but it means a lot to me, and I think it's a really good series. So I want to talk about it. I want to summarize it. So I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to try my best. My editing kind of sucks, but whatever. I just want to get it out there. And yeah. So as far as setting, the setting is it's a world where people have superpowers. Some people have superpowers, and there are superheroes. If you've ever seen My Hero Academia, it's like that. I think it's done better, in my opinion, because all the characters are aged up. They're going to college instead of high school. And it's more of like a grounded take, I guess you'd say, on that stuff. Because in this world, there are powards and there are supers. Powards have superpowers, but they cannot control them. And they are not looked upon favorably. They are looked upon with disgust and scorn by supers, which are people with powers who can control their abilities, and looked upon with pity by just normal humans. Um, yeah. So they it starts out with 5 powards being chosen to undergo a procedure to turn them into supers, which has never been done before. So they accept, and then they go to school, to college, where it's called the HCP, where they train to be heroes. Because in this world, like, superheroes are real. Obviously, if there are people with powers, they're going to be heroes. And it's not like My Hero Academia, where the school is just to learn to become a hero. It's an actual college. The hero thing is just like a secret part of it. So I feel like the whole secret identity thing, uh, it's kind of like that. It doesn't come up super often, but yeah. And as far as like tone, this is more of a slice of life kind of book. We just follow them throughout their life, throughout their daily life, going to school, going to HCP classes, what they do outside of school, their interpersonal relationships, stuff like that. It's it's a pretty chill book. Um, it pretty much just stays in like one spot. Quite stuff happens, of course, as a book, but like it's I don't know. If you're looking for something more like dark or serious or um, globetrotting, epic, I guess the word is. Um, this really isn't that. Like, there are some aspects of it, and it can get violent. That's one thing I do like. Is they don't really pull any punches, which is good. They swear, they have sex, they break bones, like all sorts of good stuff, that happens in college, I guess. But I haven't really heard anyone talk about it, and it's criminally underrated in my opinion. So I'm gonna try and summarize it. I apologize for my atrocious editing. I'm new to all this, but whenever I think about YouTube or making content, I want to, and there is nothing more that I want to do than talk about this series. Because it's not my favorite series. That would be the Store My Archive. But everyone's talked about that. And I love hearing people talk about that, and I'm not the right person for that. But I would like to talk about something that, other people haven't. A lot of people haven't heard of it. The subreddit only has around 4,000 people on it. But I'd like to, make people aware of a really cool series. It's 4 books, which chronicles year 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're quite big books. And yeah, this is going to be fun. I hope that you'll watch. And I'm sure I'll get better over time, and maybe, redo it once I feel better at editing and stuff. But every time I try and structure it, it doesn't work. I can't seem to write a script or follow it. I just like to talk. I like to be excited. And that's what this review is going to be. So I apologize for the, rambly nature of these videos and of, the review. But I don't know. I love it. It's art, and I love art. And it's human. So, yeah. Fuck AI. AI couldn't make it this bad. But, yeah. If anyone watches this, thank you. And if anyone's wants to read it, he does self-publish it, so you can't get it at a Barnes & Noble. You'd have to have them order it for you. You can get it on Audible, which is where I listen to it. You can get it on Kindle, which is where I have the ebook of it. And I think you can just buy it from his website. Pretty sure it's just drewhayes.com. He writes other stuff as well. I haven't read any of it, but I hear it's fun. He writes a lot of fun stuff. But yeah, Superpowereds by Drew Hayes. I guess let's get into it.
So Mr. Numbers and Mr. Transport get 5 people: Vince, Mary, Nick, Alice, Herschel. Vince, Mary, Nick, Alice, and Herschel. Yeah. I was going to say Roy, but he comes later. For their secret program. Actually, they don't really get Alice. They talk to her dad, and her dad's like, yeah, she's going to go in the program. Yeah, they go in this thing to turn them into supers. Because they're powered. They can't control their powers. So they go through an experimental procedure to make them supers. Several months of therapy and rigorous testing to make sure, it's actually working and they can control their powers. And they're offered the chance to go to Lander University. Sorry, I saw my eyes. Lander University is a college in California, which also has the benefit of having a hero certification program, which is where you can go to college to become a hero. It's secret. There are only 4 in the United States, and Lander is one of them. Because it's an actual college, too. It's not just for superheroes, like My Hero Academia. It's an actual college that has an underground section for superheroes. And yeah. You have to keep your identity a secret. You have to keep your grades up in the school, and in college as well as in the HCPs. I'm just going to abbreviate HCP. So they all accept. They meet each other. It's awkward. We get to learn more about the characters than when we did in the initial introduction. So let's go through them. So Vince has metallic silver hair, and he's kind of shy. Kind of keeps to himself. We learn that he is a nomad, because he's homeless. He's been, on the move since he was 12, 13, something like that. And yeah, we learn more about Nick, who is a smartass with sunglasses from Vegas, which is loud and obnoxious, kind of. Makes a bunch of smartass jokes and quips, and can honestly get kind of old if you don't like that kind of thing. But yeah, we learn Herschel is a shy nerd, fucking kind of fat, shaggy hair, which is crazy. He must get a haircut because I don't ever remember shaggy hair. I don't know. Their hair isn't really described too much outside of like Vince's, but yeah, he's a social outcast. He's a fucking nerd, and he's really insecure. We meet Alice, who is a super rich debutante, and is pretty fucking snobby. She thinks that everyone is just gonna can just do what she says, or she can just manipulate everyone and all sorts of stuff. She's described as incredibly beautiful because she's rich. So well, I'm not saying all rich people are beautiful, but she was raised as high society, so she always dresses in incredibly nice clothes, eats really nice food, stuff like that. We meet Mary. Mary is quiet, wiry, and has amber eyes. It's kind of like a mutation. Some supers just have an affectation, like Vince's silver hair, or some people just have affectations like Vince's silver hair or Mary's amber eyes, stuff like that. And she is a telepath. Also, I didn't even say any of their powers. But yeah, she's a telepath. So she's just quiet a lot of the time. Really short, wiry, kind of off-putting sometimes. Yeah. She's just been living in the woods in a trailer for 10 years to get away from all the noise because she couldn't, their powers, they couldn't control their powers. So Vince would wander from place to place trying not to hurt people. Mary would live in the woods so she didn't have to hear other people, overhear their thoughts. Yeah, stuff like that. And they're all chosen because they have powers that can be harmful to them or others. Except for Alice, who was just put in because her dad said so. And yeah, so Vince's ability is absorbing energy. He can absorb just different types of energy and then release it. Nick has the power of luck. He can manipulate it to be good or bad. Herschel is a shifter who shifts into someone, kind of like the Hulk, except if the Hulk was a huge douchebag, like a jackass with a southern accent and a cowboy hat. Yeah. Alice can fly. Um, it was triggered by her emotions before, so if she got too happy, she would start floating away. Which, not very fun, but not nearly on the level of someone like Vince, who we learn in the prologue was kept in like a concrete box to release all the energy he accidentally took in when he tried to plug his toaster into the socket and absorbed like a whole fuck ton of electricity. Yeah. Mary, telepath, telekinetic, immensely strong in both regards. Her range is like 5 miles, and we see later she has incredible telepathic strength. Because since she couldn't like ever turn it off, she just had to like focus so much that it got stronger. But yeah, the thing she's most glad about is she can turn it off. She doesn't have to hear people's like thoughts, Nick. We met him in the hospital. He won a $10,000 lottery ticket. Then he got hit by a car, and then he flew into a bounce house, and then the bounce house motor exploded. Like, he has control over luck. Well, now he does, but before he didn't. So stuff would just happen to him, either really lucky or really unlucky. And yeah. And let's see. We meet their guardians, Mr. Numbers and Mr. Transport. They're agents from the corporation, is really all it's called. We learn the name in like the 4th book, but it doesn't really matter. They were selected to choose the candidates for for the trial to turn Powards into supers. Because Powards are looked down upon by supers. They're considered malfunctioning and worthless. The sentiment is not nice at all. Yeah, they are their guardians that will be watching over them to make sure everything goes well. Mr. Numbers is a super genius, and Mr. Transport can teleport at will. Yeah. That's pretty much introductions. We learn later on, like after they all go to bed, a little bit more about them. We learn Vince lost his father, and that's why he's been alone. He I guess not really we don't learn it now, but we learn it later. He died in a train car accident, like a train car explosion, and left him a watch. So he just carries that around with him. It's like a little wind-up pocket watch. I have one. We learn Alice is incredibly frustrated that there's a telepath, so she can never have privacy. And she thinks that the others will be really easy to manipulate, even Mr. Numbers and Mr. Transport, because her dad owns a large portion of the company that they work for. Herschel has a crush on Mary. He thinks she is really beautiful, and he wants to say hi to her, but he's too, nervous and shy. We learn Nick is not just a loud jackass. It's all a ruse, a ploy, one might say. And we learn Nick is not just a sarcastic smartass who makes all sorts of annoying comments. He is actually incredibly smart and can actually manipulate people the way Alice thinks she can. The whole sunglasses and jackass routine is kind of ploy to make him like fly under the radar, because with everyone with so many powers and he can just control luck, he's not gonna really make it too far. But we learn that he doesn't use his powers really at all. He was taught that luck is for tourists and losers. Since he could never control his luck, he was taught to not need it, to rely on skill and wit and cunning. And he is incredibly good at all of that. Mary can hear everyone's thoughts, and she's like, oh man, so many people thinking about little old me. She's just happy she can turn the voices off. Yeah. The book is really good. It was originally a web novel. I'll have to check. By Drew Hayes, and the chapters are quite small. I checked through the ebook. They're like 5 pages each. But yeah, it's really cool, and the dialogue and the prose of the books is very verbose. I'm cutting out a lot because this is a summary, but also it's a lot. Like they have so many like fun turns of phrase that I just this is just fun to hear. I love the audiobook. They do Kyle McCarley does a really good job narrating it. Yeah. And then that's we meet everyone. This is kind of skipping over the prologue, but it doesn't really matter. It's a bit of like a mystery. And then it goes into them meeting at Millbrook Hall, which is the house they're staying in on campus all together. There's the girls' side and the boys' side with a dorm room in the middle. I guess they each have the dorm room on the boys' side and the girls' side, but either way. Really nice place, honestly. Makes college sound fun. But yeah, and then next time we will get into introductions with the rest of the freshman class and start school, I guess. But yeah, that was Superpowered's introductions. From the prologue to about chapter 5, maybe 10. I'm not sure, but it doesn't really matter. I'm not really going chapter by chapter here. That sets up the premise. Five Powereds have undergone a procedure to become supers. They are now going to try and go through the HCP to become supers. They were given the shot and they figured, why not? I have nothing else going on. So, yeah. Next time, we will dive into the HCP and orientation.